Jai Sadgurudeo, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to the weekly Sunday Satsang being conducted by North American Institute of Vihangam Yoga, and yet another awaited gathering of spiritual seekers. My name is Rituraj, and I have joined this virtual satsang from Connecticut. Before we begin, let me offer my prayers to the holy feet of Sadgurudeo. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurudev Maheswara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. In today's fast-paced world, our lives are often filled with commitments and responsibilities. Our days are occupied with fulfilling our physical, mental, and social needs and responsibilities. In this fast-track lifestyle, the needs of the soul are often forgotten and neglected. So, first, I warmly congratulate each one of you for taking time from your busy schedules to join us here today to nourish and fulfill the requirements of our souls. We'll now proceed to the next phase of Satsang, Sansmaran. Sadguru Swatantra Dev Ji Maharaj, accompanied by Sant Sri Namdev Sarkar and Mataji, graced us with their presence in North America in the last few weeks. We had several programs conducted across Canada and USA. Now, I would like to invite two of Sadgurudev's Ananya Shishya, Niranjan Ji and Yogesh Ji, to share some glimpses of the magical moments and their experiences of being in the divinity's presence. Niranjan Ji, would you like to go first?
I would request Jasukdev Rituraju, I would request Yogesh to carry on and start this session because he is being since beginning of the entire, Swamiji trip to Canada and USA. And then if time permits, then I'll go with the other Sansmaran. Jasukdev.
Yogesh Ji?
Ji Jai Sadgurudeo.
Yes, Sadgurudev.
You can hear me properly, right?
Yes.
Before I proceed with the Sansmaran, I would like to offer my prayers at the holy feet of Lord Sadgurudeo. अखण्डमण्डलाकार व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदम् श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मायालोकचुडायकर चेतनलोक निवास सद्गुरुता को जानिए भक्ति मुक्ति तेहि पास। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। Jai Sadgurudeo everyone, and thank you Rituraj ji. So I will mainly talk about my experience with the Vancouver Prachar Prasar and then Swamiji's maiden visit to Vancouver, because that was the that part of the Swamiji's visit I was involved in mainly. So the seed of Vancouver Prachar board in last summer of 2023, when Swamiji visited US and Canada, and during his trip in August 2023, while Swamiji was in North Carolina, Swamiji instructed me to visit Vancouver. Until then, I was not very familiar with Vancouver. Just knowing the name. I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yes. जी ओके सी
Yeah. So basically, I was saying that back in 2023, during Swamiji's last year visit, Swamiji instructed me to uh, go to Vancouver and spread the knowledge of Vihangam Yoga there within the Indian diaspora and especially within the Marathi community. Until then, I was not much aware of Vancouver city and the people there. So it was a very big task and was certainly a big honor for me to getting that, having that opportunity. But Swamiji instructed me to go there after the 100th anniversary program. So after Varshikotsav happened, Swamiji, called for the international team meeting. And in that meeting, Swamiji instructed me, and along with me, our senior Guru Bhai from Mumbai, Shri Prakash Tripathi ji, and Manish Gupta ji from Belgium. Swamiji instructed them as well to help me, in this endeavor. So after coming back from Varanasi, we started working on, finding the contacts, how we can, start, our journey there. Fortunately, Prakash Tripathi ji had a friend, Marathi friend there in Vancouver city, who had been living in Vancouver for over 2 decades. So he told me that he will come along with me. So eventually, in February first week, Prakash Tripathi ji and myself, we traveled to Vancouver. But in January, when we were trying to find out more people to reach out, well-known people there in Indian community, Marathi community, Manish Gupta ji from Belgium, he was also, helping me a lot in reaching out to multiple people there. So during these efforts, he came across a person called Dr. Ratan Garg ji, who is vet, and he had been living in Vancouver since 2001, and he had a very good social relations with a lot of Indian groups and the personalities there in Vancouver. He's a part of the HSS and very devoted, dedicated, and his generosity, the nature to help people was extraordinary. So when he talked to Maniji, he during the discussion he told that he is, he's been invited for the Ramlalla Pran Pratishtha on January 21st. So he will be traveling to Ayodhya, and from Ayodhya he will be going to visit Varanasi to see the Kashi Vishwanath corridor. So that time Maniji, suggested him to also visit Swarvid Mahamandir. And fortunately, he decided to go to Swarved Mahamandir with his family. And Manishji's father was there at Swarved Mahamandir, who guided them to, Swarved Mahamandir. They were so lucky that Sadgurudeo was present at Sarnath Ashram when they visited Swarved Mahamandir. So they got opportunity to see Swarved Mahamandir during the night hours when it was, uh, gleaming with the lights, and they got good. Um, then they went to Swamiji's darshan, where Swamiji invited them with warm welcome, and they got a good discussion with Swamiji. Swamiji also told them that some of our volunteers are going to visit Vancouver in near future. So if they can help these volunteers, that will be really great. And he immediately, he promised that whoever comes from Vihangam Yoga in Vancouver can stay with me, and I will give all my support to these people. So the ground was set. So when we went in February on our first visit, along with Prakash Tripathi ji, we stayed at Ratanji's house. The entire family is very generous, very helpful. Uh, and they were initiated in Vihangam Yoga at Mahamandir itself. So uh, we gave them Swarved, we had some satsang there with them. And during that visit, we also met Prakashji's friend, Suhas Kulkarni, who is Marathi in the background, and he has also good contacts in Maharashtra, entire Maharashtra community. So through him, I was introduced to other people, like especially the Maharashtra Society of British Columbia president and the entire committee of that MSBC. So that helped me to, kick off our Prachar Prasar there. Uh, so my next visit was mainly focused that I wanted to perform one meditation session and get people connected with the Vihangam Yoga. In that, again, Dr. Ratanji helped me to reach out to people. He helped me connect with several HSS people. So we had our first Vihangam Yoga meditation and spiritual discourse session in April, where around 30 people joined us. We initiated them and we gave the understanding of the first level of Vihangam Yoga meditation. A lot of people for the Vancouver. So we already started talking to people about Swamiji's visit, and by then it was decided that Swamiji will be staying at Dr. Ratanji's house, and we will be having Swamiji's Amrutvani as well as 51 Kundi Havan there. So all my preparation going forward was focused from that perspective to, connect more and more people, reach out to more and more people, so we can have a good uh, good number of people as well as we have a successful program of Swamiji. In our first visit, another interesting thing happened that was apart from Dr. Ratanji, we got another great volunteer in the name of Shri Pawan Pandeji, who is originally from Balia, but who lives in the same community that Prakash Tripathi ji lives back in Mumbai. So Prakash Tripathi ji introduced me to him as well. So basically, in first meeting itself, I got, I would say, Sadgurudeo sent two angels to help me on this journey. One was Dr. Ratanji, and other was Pawan Pandeji. Pawan Pandeji was the one who, in the future, all visits, he was with me on weekends. Um, he used to come with his car, and we used to get in his car, and all the like entire weekend we used to go to multiple places, meet people, go to the temples, and talk to those temple authorities for the program and everything. So without he, I could not have uh, made a lot of progress. He was there to make my time there more valuable. um, After first two visits, then was the most important event that we were looking forward was International Yoga Day. That was on June 22nd. I mean, the event was the International Day of Yoga was being celebrated on 21st, but the grand event was planned on 22nd, that's Saturday. So after my second visit, Dr. Ratanji helped me, connect with one radio host who could do my interview, and she broadcast that interview before the International Day of Yoga celebration. And she also invited me to her yoga program where I was planned to do the meditation. So she performed all the yoga and everything else, and I did the meditation. So we initiated around 20 people there that day as well. Plus, next day was Consulate General of India's mega IYD program where Consulate General team, the office invited us to be part of the main yoga teachers. And on that trip, I also invited our Guru Bhai Pushpendraji, Pushpendra Prakashji from Calgary, to come help me there. Um, I also was happy to know and remember that we have Guru Bhai Amit Madhurji, who lives in Seattle, so which is like 2.5 hours drive from Vancouver. So basically, the stars were aligning, the planets were aligning for Swamiji's program and making my task a lot easier through these devotees and the other people. So it was making my life much easier whenever I go there. So on our third visit, when we visited Vancouver for the International Day of Yoga, around more than 200 people joined the event uh, in the heart of the city. There was a big park there, and they gave us opportunity along with other yoga teachers. They gave us opportunity to represent Vihangam Yoga, and get got the rising platform where Pushpendraji perform yoga postures along with other yoga teachers. We met a lot of people there, and most importantly, we met Consulate General there. I invited him for our program, uh, and then that visit. It was kind of a very busy weekend or a visit for us because next day we had program with Maharashtra Mandal, uh, where we again initiated around 20 people. Pushpendraji, Pawanji were with me. People liked that session as well. Uh, uh, we could have more people, but because of the yoga event and other activities, not a lot of people could join from Maharashtra Mandal. Yet there were around 18 to 20 people were there. So that visit was very fruitful. Apart from these, we also met other personalities who were, the president or the influential people from other organizations. Like we met Mr. Shashank Wangireji, who he was, ex-president of Telugu Society, and Mr. Mahendra Shah, I guess. who was, who is the president of Gujarati Society. So we invited all of them, we talked to them, and we, suggested them to help us reach out to more and more people in Indian community for this program. Uh, now, so that was my plan. My plan was to, after this particular visit in June, my plan was to go directly in August before, right before Swamiji arrives. But because we all were remote, like Pushpendraji was from Calgary, Amit Madhurji was from Seattle, I am from North Carolina. So on the ground, there was only one person who could, do everything for us, and that was Pawan Pandeyji. And it is not possible for him alone to, work or, reach out to more people. Also, he was very new to Vihangam Yoga. So it was not right to expect a lot of things from him. So finally, I decided to visit just 2 weeks before, again, go on the trip and, do the important chores of like take care of the Havan Samagri and all the stuff that require for 51 Kundi Havan. Also go to the temple and meet the authorities and, prepare everything for whatever is required for the Swamiji's Amritvani and all that, like the stage decoration and everything, the location, the settings, the planning and everything. So it was very necessary for me to have another visit. So last minute I, went on like end of July there. We also decided to have Pushpendraji go there 1 week before Swamiji arrived there. So he volunteered to, stay in Vancouver 1 week extra, work from there. And we have another Guru Bhai who recently just moved to Vancouver. He's a young guy who is doing his college. He is son of our, devoted Guru Bhai Chirag Patel. His name is Sahaj. So he also moved from Regina to Vancouver during that same time. So at his place, we were able to make the arrangement for Pushpendraji. So Pushpendraji can, do his office work in day hours, and in the evening he can go out for Prachar Prasad. So we also had a team prepared where we used to, get on call every weekend, discuss the progress, discuss the challenges and everything. That includes Amit Talekarji from North Carolina and rest of the team, which I was, working on. So we had all the plans ready, everything ready. Now the thing was like Swamiji coming to Vancouver. So Swamiji arrived on August 20th, that Tuesday, in the evening around 4:30. I had our host, Dr. Datanji, and his wife, Parveenji, with me to welcome Swamiji at the airport. We were, little delayed because of traffic and preparation, but Swamiji always make his own arrangements, so we don't have to worry about it. Um, what Swamiji did, I would say, is like the same, 1 hour before our very senior Guru Ban Amarjit Kaur Aunty ji came from Calgary along with her daughter-in-law. Their They land to Vancouver airport, and they were because they were there, I suggested them to stay there until Swamiji comes for hour and a half, so they can, welcome. And that proved very fruitful because we were like 5-7 minutes late, and Swamiji, Mataji, Sarkar, their immigration happened very quickly there, so they came out even before our expectation. Fortunately, Amarjit Kaur Aunty ji was there to welcome them by the time we reached, and then we, take Swamiji, Mataji in a taxi, and we reached to Dr. Ratanji's house where all the initial rituals were performed, Aarti was performed, and then Swamiji, went to take a rest. That evening, not much happened. Next day was a very interesting part. Requested CGI Mr. Masakui Ransung to have a meeting with Swamiji, and he gladly, accepted our request. But last minute, Swamiji, decided to let Namdevji Maharaj come with us for the meeting. So, along with Namdev Sarkar, we went to their office, Mr. Ransung's office, and it was very, very fun-filled and warm meeting. Basically, he really liked Namdevji's discourse. It was like a brief 10 minutes exchange. And then interesting part was he is from Manipur, and we had our Guru Bhai Manish Gupta ji, who is originally from Manipur. So they were able to talk in their native language, and that was kind of a very, very nice surprise for Mr. CGI. So they had a good exchange. We talked on various aspects of yoga and its influence on the culture and the overall the humanity. And then we had a photo session. Namdev Sarkar honored Mr. Rangsang with shawl and memento, and we also gave him English version of Swarved. And they promised that they will invite Namdev Sarkar in our next International Yoga Day 2025. So that was good. It was a good meeting. Um, that day morning we went with Swamiji for a walk, and so while walking, I asked Swamiji. I remember there was. A long time back, like back in 1985, there was one person who, was from Indian origin, and he came from Canada to Mumbai. He was geologist, so he came for a geological conference. And then he was also spiritual and wanted to know that if there is still a knowledge on the basis of which India was called as a Vishwa Guru. So is that knowledge still, exist? So he was guided to eventually to the Ruchikut ashram, and when he came to Ruchikut ashram, he met Swamiji and asked the same question, and Swamiji said, "Yes, that knowledge is here. It is here with me." And then Swamiji, give him the glimpse. He, sit down in yogic posture, and then Swamiji put his hand on that person's head, and this person's consciousness was raised. And next 3.5 hours, he was sitting there experiencing something mystical. After 3.5 hours, Swamiji again came back and then gave him a voice to come out, and then that person came to his worldly awareness, and he was very, very happy and become very emotional. He fall in Swamiji's feet and asked Swamiji to give the books and other literature of Vihangam Yoga so that he can do Prachar Prasar in Canada. So I remember that event and that Sansmaran, and I raised that to Swamiji, asked Swamiji if Swamiji remember who was that, and if we have any way to contact. So Swamiji then explained me that yes, Swamiji said yes, I remember that person. He was originally from Balia, and his elder brother in Balia, who was principal in that school there. He was or college there, I guess. He was also part of Vihangam Yoga. But eventually, when the lot of people, lot of devotees started joining, and the Shishya Samaj, the Santa Samaj grew up. this person somehow felt left out. He could not, get to connect with Swamiji so often as he used to earlier. And that somehow made him stay away from Vihangam Yoga slowly. And Swamiji said he also, becomes so busy with other prachar prasar, going to the places. So he could also not get the same time that he used to give to those old disciples. So Swamiji said, so those some of those old disciples started feeling like, nowadays Swamiji is not meeting them. So after listening to that, I spontaneously, uh, a thought came in my mind, and I said, Swamiji, we are so fortunate that we are getting this opportunity to spend time with you. Swamiji, stopped that moment, looked at me, and said, yes, and this is because you are in foreign. आप विदेश में है, इसलिए आपको ये समय मिल रहा है. अगर आप देश में होते तो आपको भी शायद ऐसा समय नहीं मिलता. And I was like shaken. So it was actually very true that we, because we are in Videsh, we are getting more opportunity to closely do Swamiji's seva. Um, but for some reason we take it granted, I guess, which is wrong on our side. Um, we are not special. We are absolutely not special. We are not doing anything extraordinary that we deserve the time that Swamiji is giving us. Um, we are just fortunate that we are here in away from India, and we are getting this opportunity. So we have to always remember that we are not somebody special, and we don't have anything um, uh, anything different than the devotees back in India. Why we are getting so much time? So, and we also have to appreciate the opportunity and actually work hard to make it worthwhile. So that was probably that was eye opening for me uh, from that incident. On the day of Amritvani, that was on August 23rd, we, you know, uh, we had rain started early morning. Throughout the day, it was raining heavily. It was Friday, but it was kind of a history for us because this was the first event of Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj's birth anniversary was being celebrated away from India. We were fortunate, Vancouver team was fortunate, Vancouver city was fortunate that we got this opportunity. So we did not want to miss that day. So even though it was Friday, we wanted to have an event of Swamiji's Amritvani there. So in the heavy rain, and the location, the venue from Mr. Garg's residence where Swamiji was staying was like 45 minutes away. So, but yeah, Swamiji, came on time. The program started on time. We had Divyavani by Sant Namdevji Maharaj before, and then on time we had Amritvani. Before Amritvani, Swamiji, asked um, Amarjit Kaur Aunty ji to say a few words, and also Lal Mani ji to talk about, Bade Swamiji's charitra. That was a very good event. In Amritwani, Swamiji, praised the great glory of Sadguru Sudapal Devji Maharaj's yogic prowess. Swamiji narrated event of, Sadgurudeo ji's Mahaprayan, and then went on addressing the crowd about the true goal of human life, a necessity to find a true nature of self, a path that could take them to the self-realization. And then the people were initiated into Vihangam Yoga meditation, first level Vihangam Yoga meditation. So we have moderate crowd, and it was expected because of the entire setup, like having a heavy rain Friday evening and all those kind of things. But it was nevertheless it was a great event, and the history was made basically. Next day was the 51 Kundi Havan Yajna event. So all along we got the registrations, I would say like around 35 or so. We tried very hard to bring in more people, and along with our Guru Bhai who were planning to join. The registration still could not go beyond 35. So we were little like worried about it. Plus, the rain was not stopping. Rain continued overnight, and the next day also it was going on. So we prepared in a way that we decided to put the tents for the Havan, because Havan was supposed to be outside. But those tents found insufficient, so we increased the capacity. We put a few more tents, and I mean there was nothing we could do. The ground was wet. The rain was happening. So even though we put tents, the ground was still wet. So we had to work out on that as well. Fortunately, I would say again, as I have always seen Swamiji, take care of his own events. You know. So we needed a lot of volunteers. So fortunately, the our senior Guru Bhai like Lal Mani ji, Anchal ji, Sudhanshu ji, and their families, they flew down from New Jersey and Delaware and Philadelphia to Vancouver to help us. So they being there was very, very, crucial, because those who have, prepared this kind of events, they know how many volunteers are really required. So with their help, we were able to, prepare everything. And to Swamiji's grace, the rain stopped at around 2 o'clock, and then slowly the sky started getting clearer. Um, Sarkar came early. The program was supposed to start at 5:30. Sarkar came around 4:30, and then we were, preparing. Now, as I mentioned, the venue was like 45 minutes from the residence, and Swami got in a car, and it was like Swamiji, after getting in car, in another 5 minutes, Manishji called me and asked me that how many people are there if the Havan started. I said, no, yeah, people are started coming. But because of rain and then the overall atmosphere, at that moment, like around 5:15, only 7 or 8 families were there. And we were started getting worried that whether those who registered, even they are going to come or not. So, only around 7, 8, or 10 families were there. And after that call, suddenly, people started coming in. And like within next 20 minutes, around 30 odd families were there, 35 families were there. Again, I got a call from Maniji, and this time Maniji said that Swamiji has told not to leave any Havan Kund empty. So every Havan Kund should be attended. No Havan Kund should be unattended. And that was kind of started getting challenged to us, because uh, we as a volunteer also very few who could grab all the remaining Havan Kund, and we wanted to have more people to come in, and there was no way. But as Swamiji was coming closer and closer, I started seeing more and more people coming in, joining Havan Kund. And when Swamiji was like around 5 minutes away from the venue, all the Havan Kunds were attended. All the Havan Kunds were, covered. And the volunteers, did not require to go and sit on those Havan Kunds. So Just 5 minutes before, when Manishji called, asked me how many people are there, we already had like around over 100, 125 people there. So then Manishji asked me to, wait for Havan to start, because Swamiji want to, come there before Havan starts. And then, so we started when Swamiji come. Right at the Swamiji, when Swamiji arrived, Sarkar already started the Havan, but it was like the moment when everybody got up for, offering the first Agni Prajwalan moment. And that is when the Swamiji also arrived. So naturally, everybody was on their feet to, to honor Swamiji, to welcome Swamiji, and blended so nicely that we did not have to stop Havan for Swamiji's arrival, or we did not have to, ask people explicitly to stand up and, to welcome Swamiji. So that was, I mean, all these kind of things are hard to explain how that happens. So Swamiji was ultimately, the Havan went on fine. There was no disturbance from weather, no disturbance from anybody. The entire Havan went very peacefully, and people got the mystical experience. I think in Vancouver that was another record, that none of the place Havan at this large quantity happened. Uh, so that was nice. That was all Swamiji's blessings. I could easily experience the Swamiji's divine power there. How Swamiji, carry out his event, and all the volunteers and their struggle eventually diminished or disappeared when Swamiji took over. So I was feeling like Swamiji is asking, okay, how many more people you need? When Manishji was calling, and when I was feeling, okay, we have a few more Havan Kund left, and then after that, people will suddenly appear from somewhere and will grab the Havan Kund. So by the time Swamiji arrived, all the Havan Kund were, attended. Um, we also had presence from a very unique family who is actually in asylum from Afghan. And this lady is the first yoga teacher of Afghanistan. Her name is Fokriya Mumtaz. And she came with her family on both the days for Amritvani as well as Havan Yajna. So that was something unique that Vancouver people and Vihangam Yoga experienced on the soil of Canada. So she was very excited to be part of this program, and she bring her family there to both the events and participated. They were very gladly there. So yeah, that was a great event. Everything went well. Uh, Next day was a kind of a rest day where our local Guru Bhai Shri Pawan Pandey invited Swamiji for uh, lunch, and then Swamiji, Mataji, Sarkar. I guess, sorry, Sarkar was not there because Namdev Sarkar had to travel to California for a one-day event there. So he left Vancouver early morning. So it was just Swamiji and Mataji who went for lunch there. And from there we went to park for Swamiji's walk. Next day was kind of a conclusion of the Vancouver trip. Swamiji's flight was at 1:30. And when Swamiji was getting in car, we were late. It was like almost 11:15, and airport is like 50 minutes away. And it was a rush hour. It was Monday morning. So obviously we were late. We had a lot of bags to be checked in. Though it was domestic, still we had a lot of bags to check in. Plus, Guru Bahan, who was from Calgary, like Amarjit Kaur Auntie's daughter-in-law, Navneet who was going with Mataji, she had to return her rental car and then come back. So all that has to be happened, and we were already late. the time we were supposed to be there, that was the time when we started from, Ratangarji's house. So when Swamiji was getting in car, Swamiji said to me, "We are late, right?" I said, "Yes, Swamiji, we are late." Swamiji just looked at me, and I could not say more than that. But then when we, drove in two cars, we did not find traffic anywhere. We reached in time at around 11:55 or 12. Everything got done like within 5 to 7 minutes. And before 12:15, Swamiji were already on the way to security checkpoint. Nowhere there was obstacle, nowhere there we had to rush. Navneetji was able to, go and return her rental car, came back in time. We got the wheelchairs and everything taken care, and it was all smooth. And obviously, that is probably why Swamiji, indirectly told me, "Yeah, we are late, but don't worry, I will take care." So that's how everything went in fine, and we, carry out a event at a place where there was no presence of Vihangam Yoga. I felt fortunate and honored to be part of that effort. Uh, there is a bigger responsibility that now we have to, continue efforts there and connect to people. Uh, to Vihangam Yoga and have our base there. So people, uh, get the knowledge, this divine knowledge. Uh, but yeah, overall, it was like a journey where at every step, I would say, Swamiji was taking care of us, never leaving us behind. I never felt like I was struggling to do anything. Many a times I used to feel like, oh, what I'm going to do on the particular trip. But when I would go there, both my weekends, Saturday and Sunday, used to go so busy that I could not get even 15 minutes of free time to think of anything. It was like that. Right from Saturday morning until, Monday morning when I will leave, I was extremely busy in meeting somebody, initiating, talking about Vihangam Yoga or doing something. So that was not in my hand how the whole trip was getting organized. It was something beyond my capabilities. So that's why I always felt like Swamiji was taking care of every single thing that was happening in Vancouver, making sure that, I get an easy pass through all these things and the event happened there. That's why one another interesting thing I would like to say is on a day before Amrutvani, I had like 15-20 minutes in the afternoon sitting there. I was, for some reason, I was free. I was thought I will go and read Swarved. So um, um, I'm trying to find that Doha. So I sit down in front of Swamiji's frame there in the hall and open Swarved. And the page I landed on, I looked at, there was this Doha. Sadguru Sukrit Devaji Sada Rahe Mama Saath. Mujhe Chinta Kis Kam Ka Japar Prabhu Kar. And in this Doha Bhashya, Acharya Sri Pratham has explained exactly the same thing that I was going through. That when you go out for a prachar of Swamiji's knowledge, this Brahma Vidya knowledge, you are blessed or you are being protected. You are under the shelter of Sadgurudeo. So you don't have to worry about how that work is being carried out, how the prachar will happen, who will you meet, and how you will find people who will listen to you and all that. This Doha was like an answer to whatever I was thinking, and was clear indication that everything is taken care, and also kind of making me aware that don't think that you are doing whatever things are happening. It is taken care by something beyond you could understand, but you don't have to worry. There is Sadguru's power who is uh, taking care of everything. So this, I kept on reading the Bhashya of this Doha for a very long time, like almost like 20 minutes. I was just, because there were so many thoughts coming in my mind that I could not concentrate. I could not focus on the lines, but I kept on reading more and more and more. And so I felt like Swamiji was, guiding. His divine power was, helping. And this is not just one event. I would say there will be zillions of examples like this in every shishya, every disciple's life. Whoever have gone out for prachar prasad. So that's all I would like to conclude, saying that whenever we go out uh, to do prachar prasad, we have to be very free that Swamiji is going to take care. We just have to do our duty. Whatever Swamiji has instructed, we just go and do it. Rest everything is taken care by Swami. Just
Thank you very much, Yogesh. So, what I understand is like, or maybe like, it's for all of us. So, we see a lot of challenges in conducting all these programs. There'll be a lot of obstacles, whether it is weather or funding or the number of resources or the traffic, whatever it could be. But when we are working for Sadhguru, we have always seen that magic happen. So, no obstacle. I mean, when time comes, all those obstacles go away. So a lot of magical things we have seen happening when we are volunteering for all these programs, or when we are trying to like conduct all these programs for Sadhgurudeo. Now, moving on, we still have some time. So Niranjanji or anybody else would like to share any on Sansmaran with the recent events that happened in the last couple of months.
It was really wonderful listening to Yogesh and certain things which he mentioned absolutely resonated. Like for Sadhguru, everyone is same. All the millions of people who are his disciples, there's no special treatment. But one curiosity I had was, the disciple who lost touch with Swamiji after having that, divine experience. Maybe somewhere along the way, the relentless perseverance got, diverted or something. So I was just thinking about that. So maybe it would be good to know why after such a wonderful experience, he was not able to stay in touch. Because I think one is physically being in front of the Swamiji, but that does not have to be very frequent. And the other is continuing the relentless seva satsang sadhana. And I think based on my research, if someone who is connected through satsang, he will never, ever detach from the path. That's based on all the research that I have done. So just wanted to kind of share that. So going back to the California visit, Murari ji and I was the two people who were kind of helping to do the arrangements here, and Murari ji was in touch with Sanchi, and so when we got the confirmation that we got his tickets confirmation that he's actually going to come, and so then we sprung into a little bit of an action, right? But being two people and we have never hosted any event like this, we started finding the venue, and we looked at 1 or 2 or 3 venue. We found a cultural center to be the appropriate, because we thought that maybe through that we will attract more people for the event. But that did not really happen that way. So that was one of the lessons learned. And so then we still stayed with that location, hoping that we will maximize, advertisements and through radio, through grocery shops and restaurants, because they have these electronic advertisement system. So we had actually purchased that as part of the package, and we did notice that it was actually going out, but looks like not many people pay too much attention to those kind of advertisement media, right? So there were some learnings along the way. And so mostly it was the friends and families who we had broadcasted to do the registration, and not many people were actually registering. And then I realized that much later that it would have been much nicer if we had sent the Evite invitation, like we send out for the birthday parties, right? And and people who receive that, they continuously get reminders, and that almost ensures that the person who has accepted yes, no, or cannot, they also put a comment there. So that almost guarantees that those people who have accepted would have showed up. But with the registration process, looks like it is a little bit less reliable. And so anyway, so we did what we could, and one mistake that happened was the venue was really a cultural venue. So they had like a Garba dance going on. They had like wedding happening there, and all kinds of things were happening. And those events were attracting a lot of people there, huge crowd. And for the meditation event, looks like people were just overlooking it. And then we went there one day before the event just to make sure that the room is all fine, the speaker system is working and everything, audio is working and all that. And we went there, and the room was not available for us to actually do all of that, because it was all just packed doing all that cultural event. And even worse was that they had no speaker system. They said that the speaker system is gone. It's all occupied, and looks like it may not even be available for your event. So that kind of turned us a little bit down, that, wait a minute, how can that happen after all this commitment? So the day which I was supposed to send out multiple reminders was actually spent with all that entanglement. So that was another thing. And the two of us, we were not able to actually, so we spent like hours just making sure. So they had to go out to Best Buy to buy the equipment. And then they said, oh, they will place it at night. They will charge the microphone and all that, and it will become available in the next day, making sure that it works. So that is how there was a lot of logistical issues and all that we had to go through. But when Sanji arrived in the morning, we went and received him, and that was a wonderful experience. And we got plenty of opportunity to actually ask questions to Sanji regarding spirituality. So I think that was the highlight for us. So we are really, like Yogesh ji was saying, this is a wonderful opportunity for all the disciples who are in foreign land, because we are getting more physical contact opportunity, which would not have otherwise been possible. And with the physical interaction, I think the best thing that we could do is really ask the most appropriate questions. And so then we went to the event, and there was about 30 to 40 people who had showed up, including, it was kind of lesser than what we had anticipated. I had more acceptance through text messages and all of that exchanges. But that event still was successful because we followed through the agenda that we had prepared. We had two moderators. One had the he's a meditation teacher, so that, there's a lot of following we have. So we thought that maybe through his channel we will reach out to more and more number of people, and some good questions were asked. And one of the highlight was that there's a Master Yang, who is a Buddhist with background, very similar to Yogesh. You were saying that in Afghanistan there was a lady who was a yoga teacher, and he had met Sanji in his previous trip to California, and he had showed up there with one of his students. And in the audience Q&A session, There were some people who had asked questions, including myself. And then he also very humbly asked question, please tell us about enlightenment to Sanji. And Sanji he of course replied in a most humble way that asking a question from a very elevated soul, to me, I'm already humbled. And so it was a very good engagement. And after that, Master Yang actually invited Sanji for dinner, and that was wonderful. He also gave us a tour of his acupuncture clinic, institute actually. So that was wonderful. And then the following day, very early morning, Sanji had to go to the airport, and we basically took him to the airport. So that was a quick overview on the Sanji visit.
Thank you, Niranjanji. If anybody still would like to share any of your experience, divine experience, we still have like maybe another 5 minutes.
Hi, Jai Sadgurudeo, this is Rashmi, and I have a very small experience when Swamiji has to come, and I was like, kind of like, our schedule was like, we went for vacation and we didn't know like if we are able to meet or take the darshan from Swamiji or not. But every time, like, I was like in the Europe trip for my vacation. So every day when I do the meditation in the morning in there also, only thing that I was thinking that if I don't want to miss Swamiji darshan, if if I did something good, I really want to take the darshan from you, Swamiji. And I reached on 1st of August and like 30 August, but because of long weekend, we are able to make it. And suddenly it's happened we talked to Manish Bhaiya and Vijay Bhaiya. They arranged that, Didi, you can go to airport. So there are only like me and Dipti ji and Raj Bhaiya was like there. And really that was the blessing for me that Swamiji like very closely gave me the darshan, and it was very very um um like I don't have that properly word, but this is what I was expecting. And like I feel like so blessed that Swamiji listened to my prarthana. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Rasmiji. And the energy stakeholder, Sudhanshuji, would you like to share anything? We have just another 5 minutes and then we can wrap up.
Okay, this is for me.
Ji, Sudhanshuji.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'll just take 5 minutes. So there are lots to share, but I'll just cover for one of the trip. So I was very fortunate that Swamiji gave me opportunity to be there and to experience the program of all three places, either in Vancouver, Toronto, or in New Jersey. So I'll just share one incident which happened in the very start of the journey. That how Sadhguru arranged the things that certain disciple met him on certain point of time. So what happened that we had to travel to Vancouver, I think on 22nd. Just let me confirm the date. So that was, I think, Thursday, and yes, on 22nd I had to travel to Vancouver with Lalmani Bhaiya, Vinita Didi, and Shivani, and we were waiting for our passport. We had not received the stamping, the Canada visa stamping. and our flight was at 6 p.m. in the evening. And me and my wife Neha, we were continuously praying with Swamiji that please, we should receive our passport on time. So we will be there on your seva as soon as possible. But what happened that we received it in the evening, like 4:30 or so, 5 p.m. And airport was 1.5 hour drive from my place, so it was not possible to travel that day. So we were sad, and we rescheduled our flight to early morning next day, like 6 a.m. in the morning. And we were thinking in the evening that we missed our seva, at least 12 hours of seva. If we would be there on the evening flight, we would have 12 additional hours to be there and participate in the seva. So we were thinking, I don't know what wrong happened and why we missed the flight or so. Next day morning, when we traveled to New Jersey, and Naveen Bhaiya dropped us to Newark Airport from there, we were in the queue to board our flight. And I was in the queue. Behind me, there was one guy in his 60s. He was there, and in his 70s, you can say. And behind him, my wife was there. Suddenly, Neha asked him, "Excuse me, are you from Kashmir?" And he asked, "How you know that I'm from Kashmir?" And then she said, "Just by seeing the earrings of your wife, it looks like only Kashmiri women, wear that kind of earrings." And that's how the interaction started. Later, we got to know that he was very influential person in his Kashmiri community, and he, in 10 minutes, he become very familiar or friendly with us. During the discussion, he mentioned so many things, and we thought to invite that kind of person in our New Jersey program. So we asked him that, are you going to join if we send you an invite? So his wife was very much interested in it. So she said, uh, "Are you going to allocate us a kund as well on those 51 kund yagna?" Till that moment, it was only 51 kund. I said, "Yeah, why not? If you promise me to come, I will definitely make sure that you get a kund and you participate on the yagna." And then they were very much happy, and they said that they will definitely join. And later in New Jersey, they came, they participated. He even addressed to the crowd for the 5 minutes, and it was really good. He took the darshan of Swamiji, and then he mentioned that there is a huge Kashmiri Pandit community in Toronto, in US, and he is really very much interested to introduce Vihangam Yoga to his community. It's much needed there. So at that moment in Newark Airport, we both realized that maybe on those 12 hours, I was thinking that okay, I missed some seva, but Swamiji has allotted some different seva at Newark Airport in the morning for us, and that could be the reason that we missed our flight, with whatever reason. And we met that person, and he came to the shelter of Sadguru. So we don't know what is allocated for us. We don't know what Swamiji want us to perform. We are just on his shelter, and Swamiji put us on different places, different situations, different times, and he makes sure that whoever has to come on his shelter may get connected through one of his shishya, one of his disciple, and come to the Vihangam Yoga family. So this is one of the Sansmaran from the entire trip. I know the time is short. We can talk more about some other Sansmaran in the next session. Uh, Thank you very much, and over to you, Riturajji. Thank you so much. Jai Sadgurudeo.
Thank you, Sudhanshu. Now we have reached the last phase of today's satsang. I request everyone to sit down for Shanti Part. In Shanti Part, we chant for peace, everyone in this universe. May Sadgurudeo bless the entire cosmos with peace, love, and prosperity. I would like to request Suruchiji to recite the last few lines of Shanti Part for us. Over to you, Suruchiji.
जय सद्गुरुदेव शांति पाठ हे प्रभु शांति स्वरूप हो शांति शांति मैं शांति 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 जन शांति हो पूर्ण शांति मैं शांति हे प्रभु शांति प्रदान कर दूर हो सर्व अशांति देव सदा फल शांतिमय शांति शांति सुख शांति जय सद्गुरुदेव.
Thank you, Suruchiji. I would like to thank all of you for joining today's satsang. I encourage everyone to continue participating in the satsang every week. I would like to put forward names of some of the participants. I'm give special thanks to Niranjanji, Yogeshji, Sudhanshuji, Rasmiji, and all our coordinators for their active participation, and the team behind for this organizing and coordinating this satsang. I pray to Sadgurudeo for peaceful and spiritual week ahead for all of us. See you all next Sunday at 9 a.m. EST on the same Zoom session. Have a wonderful day ahead. Jai Sadgurudeo.